Hey everyone, it's Carlo, and I'm going to take a break right now from personal finance content to talk about my thoughts on the Odyssey film from Christopher Nolan. To be quite honest, it's a great film. It's not really a good adaptation. It's a Christopher Nolan film, first and foremost, inspired by the Odyssey. And even though it's set 3,000 years ago, it's more of commentary on how Christopher Nolan sees our contemporary world, right? I'm giving my view as a veteran of the Iraq War. My view of the Odyssey is here's Odysseus. He's known for his guile. He's known for being able to think outside the box, as we like to say in modern LinkedIn circles. He comes up with this idea to end the Trojan War using, a ruse. And in doing so, he essentially violates kind of the norms, the laws, the fact that it leads to the sack of Troy. So with sacking isn't just like we're going to steal all the valuables. I mean, it's like killing all the men, it's pillaging, it's destruction, it's just murder. His journey home in the Odyssey is more or less seen as Odysseus coming to terms with all that weight and trying to make sense of what he did, and maybe try to make peace with that. The film does a really good job at expressing two concepts, two emotions, and one is survivor's guilt, right? Why does Odysseus make it back home when his men don't? The other one is moral injury. He was essentially forced to go to war for the wrong cause, right? For something that essentially is immoral. Moral injury is this thing that I think a lot of veterans struggle with today. There's an innocence lost. And my feeling is I was part of an effort of a larger project that I felt was, you could say is wrong. I feel betrayed, that by deception, by lies, by propaganda, by naivete, ignorance, I essentially gave up my best years of my life to the global war on terror. It's very hard to make peace with that. Honestly, one of the best things that happened in my life was that I moved to Canada, right? And that gives me this distance away from that. It probably helped me find peace with who I am as a person. Now, that's the thing I think a lot of people didn't like about Christopher Nolan's film is that they felt like it was a little cheesy at the end, where he kills all the suitors and he violates in many ways one last time the laws of Zeus. He goes in exile with his wife, Penelope. Like, I think that's really good. But I felt like, hey, that's me, because I left the United States. I didn't feel comfortable living there anymore. Emily Wilson, the first woman to translate the Odyssey, I felt that, maybe she made some unfair criticisms. She is an academic. I've known academics and they don't like movies that I like, but I can appreciate their viewpoint, right? I think that Emily Wilson, and not just her, but a ton of other classicists out there, don't like the Odyssey because one, it's not really an adaptation of the Odyssey. I think they love the Odyssey. And I think in their heads, there's a movie to be made and they'll never get it, unfortunately, because they're not movie producers and that's life. I love listening to what she had to say about the movie. Didn't have to agree with any of it. A common criticism I found was saying, oh, they turned Odysseus into a uncomplicated American hero, right? Like a Marvel hero. He's uncomplicated. Just don't agree. I see myself in Odysseus, but a 5'3" man who has lost a war against my own pool. And the feelings, the emotions that I have felt through my journey, just as Odysseus has felt through his journey, has experienced, are complicated. I don't think that it was fair criticism. Anyways, so enough with that tangent. I'm off to go and get some work done.